CNN.com reports, when it comes to their hair, Black women face a difficult choice. Caution, you should be seeing red.
Don't think about it too much. There's no need for us to rush this through.
Hey friends. You guys wanted my opinion on relaxers causing uterine cancer. So that is what we're talking about today. So I am currently on CNN.com. This actually was a notification sent to me this morning, which was a reminder to even talk to you guys about it, because I'm not even gonna lie, I forgot. Okay, I'm human. CNN.com reports, when it comes to their hair, Black women face a difficult choice. I don't think it's a difficult choice. Either you want to put the relaxer in your hair for manageability or you don't. Okay, so the study was done over a span of 11 years, which these women who took part of was in the sister study. The women who reported using hair straightener products were among twice as likely to have developed uterine cancer than those who did not. They estimate 1.64 of women who have never used hair straighteners would go on to develop uterine cancer by the age of 70. But for frequent users, that risk goes up to 4.05%. Furthermore, the researchers found the possible link between hair straighteners and uterine cancer. They did not conclude from this study that using these products causes uterine cancer. Further studies on this topic would be needed to confirm and or clarify this link. So this is what we're left with, ladies. Another study that is incomplete, or at least that's what it feels like to me. They've done studies before, so let's talk about it. We all know that they've done studies many times over about the connection between the chemicals within relaxers and how that affects your hormones. It can give you cancer. Like, I literally just read something that there was like this recall on dry shampoos. Y'all been knew this. Like, you knew this when you put it on the shelf. And it's like, at this point, girl, pick your poison, because almost everything is causing cancer these days. Seriously. I read back when I was in my 20s, and there was a link between relaxers and breast cancer. I've read these studies time and time again, and I still made a conscious decision to relax my hair. Black women who made up 7.4% of the study participants, but almost 60% of those who reported ever using straighteners. The bottom line is the exposure burden appears higher among Black women. The findings follow a similar study in 2019 that linked use of permanent hair dye and chemical hair straighteners to a higher risk of breast cancer. Yeah, I remember that study. Particular report on CNN.com. I'm just going to take some snippets out of it instead of reading the entire article. That they interviewed this lady, and she says every time she straightened her hair, she would develop sores on her scalp. We all have been subject to a chemical burn or two, but if you just look it up, these things are severe and very serious. Against her mother's advice, who feared she would be discriminated against, she stopped putting chemicals on her hair and went natural. But her short natural hair came at a cost. People would hurl slurs at her. Her anxiety spiked this week when she read about the new study and how Black women may be more affected due to their higher use of relaxers and other hair straightening products. Okay, so as far as the high usage, the precaution that I take knowing what these relaxers can do, okay? Knowing what these chemicals within the relaxers can do to my health. I try and reduce the amount of times throughout the year that I am placing a chemical on my hair. What does my relaxer say? It is less than 20 minutes that you should have this relaxer on your hair. That's what the instructions are here for, okay? If you have this relaxer on your hair more than 20 minutes, you caution. You should be seeing red, okay? It says for fine, color treated, in good condition hair, use a mild relaxer. You only have 13 minutes to put this on and work it through. 13 minutes. So it says, it's also reinforcing a dilemma facing many Black women, some of whom use hair straightening products to conform to white standards of beauty. I cannot stand that narrative. That narrative makes my blood boil. A lot of women that were straightening their hair to be bone straight, they were doing it out of lack of knowledge. And a lot of us have more knowledge now. We're using a relaxer to relax our curls to make it more manageable for our lifestyles, because we're wearing so many more hats these days. We can't spend a whole day. Some of us cannot spend a whole day doing our hair. Okay? Okay. A relaxer is not to have Eurocentric hair. No, we are not built like that. Okay? To each their own. This is my opinion. So even for the most resistant hair, you are supposed to have this in and work this through 18 minutes or less. Hello? 18 minutes at the max. Do not have this on your hair for 20 minutes. No. Your butt should have been at the bowl to get it rinsed out. And I'm sorry that I don't want to feel like I'm screaming at you guys. Please don't feel like I'm screaming at you guys. But the instructions, the cautions, they have everything. The steps on using this stuff, the ingredients, everything is put on the label. I say all that to say, I don't like the culture of bullying women who choose to still relax their hair after knowing the cost. A lot of okay, so we all know smoking cigarettes is an option too, right? And we all know smoking cigarettes causes cancer, right? And we all know people with natural hair that say that they're not gonna use a chemical on their hair. Some of these natural people are smoking cigarettes, so they're still putting themselves at a higher risk of what? Cancer. Okay, okay. It's called options. You again, pick your poison. I've had people reach out to me and say, you're pushing relaxers on people. No, I'm not. I'm sharing what I do with my relaxed hair. I have spoken about stretching the relaxers as much as possible. And it's not just for thickness. Yes, you can obtain thickness by stretching your relaxers out a bit because it gives your hair a fighting chance to be, thick and luscious, just like the naturals, and then relax that curl a little bit. And it also avoids overlapping. But I also stretch my relaxers to not put this on my hair and be able to manage my hair as much as possible. Even though relaxers help my hair be as manageable as possible, I don't plan on continuing to relax my hair after a certain age until my lifestyle slows down enough where I'm able to manage my 4C coils, okay? I will be relaxing my hair. Now, the way I'm going to transition out of relaxing my hair is just reducing the amount of times I relax until I'm no longer relaxing. Researchers have shown Black women with natural hairstyles, including afros, twists, braids, and dreadlocks, can face racial discrimination in the workplace. I agree with that one. I agree with that one. And a lot of times the discrimination comes from our own. Let's be honest. So what do? Go natural and potentially harm your career, or straighten your hair and risk your health? Can y'all comment down below? Like, answer that question down below. This is called a conversation. I'm not a type of person that's going to get, frustrated at your opinion, and hopefully you're not going to get frustrated at my opinion. These are just my opinions, okay? Some Black women say they feel social and economic pressures to straighten their hair. I do not. And especially after the natural hair movement and some of the laws that have been put in place, I don't feel pressure to straighten my hair. I literally do it because it's something I want to do. I feel like I've gained enough knowledge about my own hair where I can probably go back to relaxing twice a year. So not next year, not 2023, but maybe 2024, I'll go back to relaxing twice a year, but we'll see. I haven't made up my mind on that yet. A 2020 Michigan State University study found that about 80% of Black women say that they alter their hair from its natural state because they consider it essential to social and economic success. With the health risks associated with hair straightening chemicals, the choice for some Black women comes down to picking the lesser of the two evils. Black women should not have to choose between elevating dynamic standards of beauty in order to stay employed and risking their lives to do so. It's more than a catch-22, it's madness and it's discrimination. For Black women, these health concerns add another complication to their daily life. Bentley Edwards, the Duke professor, says the recent study should give Black women pause, especially those with additional risk factors such as family history of reproductive cancer. Agreed. Okay. Agreed. She said that in a 2011 study, researchers found a relationship between hair relaxers and uterine fibroids in tumors. I remember that study. I think we're in a day and age where we don't necessarily have to change who we are anymore. Especially with the natural hair movement, it really showed how when Black women as a whole says, no more. We don't want to do this anymore. That natural hair movement showed that no matter what society placed on us, we as a whole were no longer going to place that on ourselves. The Crown Act then followed. When we moved, they had to move. Somebody had to make some changes. You see what I'm saying? And as far as the link between uterine cancer, it's not the first study. It's not going to be the last study. There are so many ingredients within our beauty products that could harm us. And because we are more interested in the ingredients these days and we are turning it around and reading, we are equipping ourselves with knowledge and we are picking and choosing what we are using. We know what we have chosen to do, okay? I appreciate studies like this. So the 2011 study really helped me pay attention to how often I was actually relaxing my hair and determine whether I needed that relaxer. It kept saying Black women are at a higher risk because of the frequency of relaxer usage. If you can reduce the amount of times, like pay attention to the amount of times that you're using the relaxer. And if you can reduce the amount of times you're using a relaxer throughout the year, that's even better. When I was in a salon, I do recall this one girl, she would only get a relaxer once a year. Once. And I think it was mainly because it was, it was the holiday time and she wanted to, it was just the look that she wanted to go for, and maybe the hustle and bustle of the holiday time. It was just more manageable for her. Like literally, she would only get a relaxer once a year. And her hair was long and thick and beautiful. Like it was beautiful once a year. I am grateful for the studies. It is very eye-opening. It does make you think about your routine and if you really need a relaxer. If you were thinking about transitioning, how soon are you going to transition based on the study? And it also helps you to remember to get your screenings. Pay attention to your body. If something is off in your body, something hurts, something's bulging, anything, you guys, keep up with your physicals. Make sure you're going in for your yearly exams, your pelvic exams, all of that good stuff. These type of studies should remind you to pay attention to your body, go see your doctor if something is off, reduce the amount of times that you are relaxing your hair. If you don't need it, don't get it. Just like in one of my past videos, my aunt wanted me to come back in 2 months instead of 3 months. And I said, I told her when I was there I was going to do it. And then when I started the video and I was talking to you guys about it, I decided I'm not going to do it. What is she relaxing? What are we relaxing here? I'm not going back in. I'm not going to do it. So you just have to follow your instincts, follow your gut. I think as Black women, we are so losing our sense of community out in the world. We can be nice to each other online and stuff, but in person, gosh, it's tanked. But anyway, tell me all of your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. I absolutely love my comment section because baby, it's a community over here. I really hope that this video was somewhat enlightening to you, and let's keep the conversation going. This is a conversation we should be having regardless. Let me know if you are going natural based off of this study. Has it changed your mind on relaxing your hair? Comment down below. So I moisturized and sealed my hair pretty heavily the other night, and I've been wearing my hair in this little bun for the past 2 days because I've been procrastinating on washing my hair. I'm going to be using this new hair dryer that was sent to me. I'm so excited to see how it's actually going to work, but I'm going to be putting extensions in my hair, so I'm going to be using it on my hair and some of my favorite extensions. So stay tuned for that video. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this channel, and until the next time, be loved.
There's issues at hand and we're not discussing. Done saying, we just friends now. Got me feeling pinned down.